Live from the Macworld Expo in San Francisco, the city where they shoot their mayors and then name convention centers after them, it's Bungie TV, the only channel that really matters, spraying a steady torrent of all things Bungie all over the internet. Bungie TV isn't afraid to ask the tough questions like, where's our host anyway? And now, the man who captured America's heart with his one-man musical version of Deliverance, Joseph Squeal Like a Pig Staten!
Soo-wee! Soo-wee! How's that day?
Hey Joe, how's it going out there today?
It's going great. Hey everybody, welcome to day 3 of bTV, live from the show floor of Macworld San Francisco 2000. Our co-host today is Dave Dunn. I'm, of course, Joseph Squeal Like a Pig Staten. Hey Dave, what's going on in the Bungie booth today? Looks like you got quite a crowd gathered out there.
What a beautiful looking crowd I have here. A bunch of fine young men, it looks like, actually. No
Really?
females today. But, oh yes, we've got a big crowd. Everybody's enjoying the Oni demo, hanging around, waiting for beautiful things to happen.
Hey Dave, why don't you pick a Bungie fan and just get to know them a little bit better. I think, hey, what makes Bungie so great is not just the games we have, but our dedicated fans. And we've got a whole host of them out there today. Hey, Dave, who we got?
Well, looking over to the left here, I got my friend Nathan Roybal. Is that correct? Nathan, how are you today?
Good.
So, you enjoying your visit to Macworld?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Saratoga.
Saratoga. Excellent. Are you a loyal Bungie fan?
Yeah.
Excellent. What games have you played?
That one.
All right. Excellent. That's good.
We like to start them early, Dave. Loyalty at an early age.
I like it.
That's excellent.
And Nathan has left us. Let's
Who else
grab
we
another
got?
young man. We got David Coleman from Coleman Technologies. Let me guess, either dad's business or he's making crap
All right,
up.
tell the truth. Is this your dad's business or?
No, I'm making crap up.
I thought so.
All right.
So, big Bungie fan?
Huge.
Have you played any of the other?
Played Marathon all the way up to the current NIF.
Ah, there we go. Hardcore,
That's pretty
hardcore.
sweet. Hey, just for the record, can we actually say crap on the air? Can we say crap on the air?
I assume we can say
I
crap.
mean, we're saying it now, so.
I mean, David said it.
Hey, if he said it, he's younger than I am.
If we get any problem with the FCC, I'd like you to contact Coleman Technologies, Danville, California.
Yes, that would probably be the thing to do.
So,
Thanks.
So,
Not to cut you off, Dave, because if you're on a roll, I mean, go baby, go.
well, I just wanted to ask, what do you think of the Oni demo so far?
I think it looks incredible.
Yeah?
The graphics are great. It's like, uses 3D cards great.
Did you get to sit down and pound the keys a little bit?
Yeah, I really suck.
Kick some
So
butt
far.
out there? Well, that's right. We'll show you some moves afterward. I'll get on there and we'll kick Joe's butt. Stuff like that. But Joe, what do we got today?
Well, we got a really great show. Thanks, Dave. We'll be cutting back to Dave later on in the show. What we want to start off with today is, to be honest, we have this letters section. And, you know, I've been trying my best to answer the letters, but I'm so overwhelmed and I'm so basically inexperienced about answering fan letters that I decided to enlist some serious, hardcore, professional help. And today on the program, who is usually our cameraman, but he's certainly got much more talent than that, we have Matt Sell, who is Bungie's head of customer service, the man down in the trenches, and a man who's especially qualified to answer letters sent to Bungie. So let's get Matt into the studio and answer some fan letters. Hey, Matt, come on in. All right. We're going to get Matt all mic'd up here. Don't mind as I lean in close.
Ooh, Joe.
Oh, wait. Oh, put on this one. There we go.
All right.
There we go. Hey, Matt.
Am I framed?
I think you look good. You look good.
Okay.
So, Matt, you've got some letters for us today. I'm just going to let you read the letters and answer them as you will.
Okay. Well, I didn't have much time to prepare, so I hope you'll all take that into account. But we did get a few interesting letters over the last few days, and Joe's asked me to answer some of them. And I'll start with this one from a guy named Nick, who says, on the touchy topic of perspective, how are the geniuses at Bungie going to handle aiming? Well, let me tell you, folks, this has been a really touchy subject. We've had who knows how many meetings and discussions and just firing emails back and forth around the company. I mean, Nick's got it right. It's a tricky subject and one that we can't really we can't really figure it out in one fell swoop, but we've taken one big step towards getting a plan, and that is to actually lift up the toilet seat. We've figured out that you know, some people at Bungie, I mean, like Nick says, it's a problem. Obviously, it's gotten out to the world at large. You know, we're not happy about it, but we're doing our best. We've lifted up the seat. We do remember to put it back down when we leave. We are washing our hands. Check it out. And, you know, it's not 100% clear yet, you know, exactly what our future direction is going to be in this regard, but we are keeping it fully in mind. So bear with us and, you know, keep the faith, folks.
Hey, just for the record, you know, I always aim properly. I always put the thing down. I never miss.
Well, okay, next letter, we've got Makoto from Caltech, who asks, it's common knowledge that Bungie has a soul, that's spelled S-O-U-L, but do you have a soul, S-O-L-E? Well, Makoto, it's spelled S-O-E-L-L, and it's pronounced cell. I'd like to get that out of the way for all you folks who constantly mispronounce it. It's Matt Cell. I understand that, you know, it's an easy mistake to make. You know, I mean, we pronounce OE a very special way in this country, and we pronounce it other ways in other countries. I prefer it the other way, from the other country where it came from, which is Bavaria, in case you're interested. But on the off chance, the very slim chance that maybe that wasn't your question, I'm looking at the way you spelled soul. You have it S-O-L-E, and I know that's a sort of fish, and I think perhaps that you're referring to sawfish. Now let me tell you a little bit about sawfish. The sawfish we have in our office anyway, appears to be a carp. So he's not really a soul, but the important thing is he doesn't harm human body. He's 100% safe, and as bath toy is also very fun. I wish I could say more. We're sort of on a tight schedule today, but we do have some more information about sawfish at the Bungie website. We're always putting up more. We know our fans love sawfish, want to know more about them, and you know, we're gonna keep bringing you the finest in sawfish-related information on those days when you know, making cool games just doesn't seem quite as important to us. So, you know, again, bear with us. We've got some incredible sawfish-related products coming down the pike.
So hey, I mean, sawfish is, you know, he's cool and all, but don't you have one more?
He's the only water stuff item, Joe.
Go, baby, go! You're on a roll.
Well, the third and final letter for today is from our good friend Mike Roca. Mike's been a Bungie fan from way back, and he's had the same question over and over. And I've tried answering him over and over in email. I called him once. You know, Mike, I'm hoping that by doing this over the internet, maybe we'll get through to you, because you need help, man. Your question is, there's a rash on my balls. What should I do? Mike, I know what you've been told, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not really qualified to dispense medical advice.
I'm gonna get fired. Sorry.
Well, not unless you admit. Well, never mind.
Steve Jobs is gonna track me down and yank me off the servers.
Anyway, Mike, I want you to see a doctor, get a professional. I mean, it's been what, 2-3 years since this started, and you know, it hasn't gone away. Obviously, ignoring the problem isn't helping, and you know, you're only making things worse for yourself by letting it, you know, fester. So that's really all I can say, Mike, is you know, do what it takes, because if you're not taking care of this problem, it's going to come back and bite you really hard sooner or later. I mean, someone might, you know, broadcast this problem live all over the internet. You'd never get another date. Jobs would be pretty difficult to come by. Certainly at Bungie. I mean, you know, just between you and me, you've pretty much shot whatever chance you had. Okay, and
hey, wait, I got a job at Bungie. Oh.
Well, yeah.
I think we need to give Matt a big round of applause for the finest answer to letters thus far. on Bungie TV. Thanks, Matt.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hey, I think what we're going to do is have a slight programming schedule change here. We have someone over from ATI Technologies, Deanna Perkins, and I know she has another meeting to go to. So, Matt, why don't we just switch out chairs, and we'll get Deanna in here, and then we'll get you back for the next segment. Thanks, Matt. Woo. Come on in, Deanna. Don't mind the cameras. Just sneak right on by. All right, here's a microphone. You can just put that high up on your collar, anywhere. How's that?
Where's that?
Great. Hey, everybody. Yesterday we had Kathy Taffel from Apple on the program, and today we've got Deanna Perkins. Deanna, why don't you just introduce yourself and tell us, everybody, what you do?
Hi, I'm Deanna Perkins. I'm product manager for Macintosh products at ATI Technologies. We're the largest supplier of graphics chips and graphics cards in the world, and we supply 100% of the graphics for Apple systems.
That's cool. Actually, I had Kathy on the show yesterday, and one of the points Kathy made was, I asked her, so why is the Mac such a great gaming platform? And she said, well, because of hardware and software. And I guess with the G3 is really the first time Apple sort of got a really reaming gaming card, which was the Rage 128, right?
Right. When we were here last year, Steve Jobs got up and announced how Apple had really taken a chance and gone ahead with the technology before anyone else had done it, and that was the Rage 128 chip on a 16 meg board. They really upped the memory, and they got a lot more aggressive on that front. They've done the same this year. They're the first to go with our Rage 128 Pro. They've switched over to AGP, which is a great thing.
Definitely.
And so again, they're poised to have like the fastest and best system out there.
That's great. What else can you tell us about what ATI is doing with Apple right now to help make it an even better gaming platform, the Mac?
Well, so we're in all four of their quadrants, as they talk about, so that you can get gaming even down to the consumer level. So if you're talking about an iBook, that has our mobility chip in it.
Right.
And
what's the deal with the mobility chip? What are the specifications?
what we do is we take our engines, our 3D rendering engines and 2D engines, and we repackage them into a lower power consumption chip so that they can be put on a motherboard in a PowerBook or in an iBook. They also are going in the way that we can now integrate memory right into the die of the graphics chip so that a company like Apple doesn't have to put more memory down on the side. It's an option thing, so right now the mobility chip that they have in the iBook doesn't have additional memory. They've gone and put it on their board. But it now brings same graphics performance that was in the PowerBook to the iBook. The iMac also has the Rage 128 chip in it, so that you can play great games on a consumer inexpensive machine.
Yeah, which is great for us. I mean, we're making Oni and we're making Halo, and one of the things our programmers are trying to do is make sure that we don't leave behind people that don't have the latest, greatest graphics chip. But this is great because, in a way, in Apple's consumer portables, the things that are less expensive, you are in effect getting the latest, greatest graphics chip from you guys.
Right, we're getting pretty close now to and the design cycle, so it's only a few months lag time between when a graphics chip comes out and when we can get the mobile product out. So we've already announced our Mobility 128 chip, and so it's free for people to use on portables that are upcoming.
That's great. Well, it's great news for me. I've been waiting to buy a PowerBook. And also for our gaming fans who want to play Oni and Halo on their Mac products. So.
Well, there's so many texture and lighting things that you guys take advantage of in the hardware that it's an excellent example of what our products can actually do.
That's great. Well, thanks a lot. I know you got to run, but thanks for stopping by bTV and answering some questions. Thanks a lot. Deanna Perkins from ATI. Hey, Deanna, you could just grab the microphone. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Deanna. Next on Bungie Television, I'm going to get Matt Sell back in here in a little bit. Not quite yet, but soon. But before we do that, I actually got a letter a couple days ago from somebody who asked about some things that people have seen on forums, that sort of thing, terms that are thrown around Bungie. Terms like blam, dink, references to your mom, things like that. And for somebody who isn't, I don't know, a really long-time Bungie fan that hasn't been around for a while and is unfamiliar with these terms, when you see people using them in tours of the offices, that sort of thing, you may think, so what the hell is blam and dink, and why all these references to your mom? So as a community service, really, I put together a brief seminar in Bungie culture. and recorded it with a guy on the Halo development team by the name of Rob McLeese, one of our artists that's been around at Bungie for quite some time, and is sort of the keeper of Bungie lore, understands the apocryphal past of those sorts of terms. So I'm going to get right to that tape. You'll see Rob McLeese and me interviewing him about 3 very key words with respect to Bungie culture. So roll it. Hey Rob, you know the words we use at Bungie like blam and dink and your mom? Why don't you go through and tell us briefly a little bit about each word and well, basically what it means to you. Starting off with dink. What's dink?
Okay, dink actually predates Bungie probably by 10 years. It's something I brought to Bungie. The origins of the actual word are lost in the mists of time.
Shrouded in mystery?
Yeah. But basically it's audible punctuation. You use it to complete a thought out loud.
Can you give us an example?
Like, Merry Christmas, dink. I guess in its modern usage at Bungie, it's used. I guess it is like ironic punctuation. You say something that you realize is completely stupid, and you show everybody, in fact, that that's what you meant it to be by punctuating with dink.
What about blam?
Blam. At the old Halstead office, well, that started at the old Halstead office. People everywhere drive like crap, and normally 3 or 4 times a day we'd have hear some screeching tires, but I think maybe once in the, what was it, like 3 years that we were down there, was there ever any collision, and that's rather frustrating. So whenever I would hear screeching tires, somebody slamming on the brakes, at the end of it I would always say blam, in hopes that the cars would follow suit.
What about your mom? I mean, not your mom, but, you know, the phrase, your mom.
Anybody who was in the
Because if I wanted to find out about your mom, I just talked to Max.
Yeah.
Ding.
Exactly.
Seriously though.
And as soon as he gets out of jail, you can ask him about my mom.
So really, talking about your mom is it's jesting, really.
Yeah. And anybody who was in the 3rd grade here in the United States should know all about your mom jokes, because that's the mentality that it springs from, is a total juvenile 3rd grade mentality, sense of humor. Of course, it takes some pretty quick-witted 3rd graders to keep up with several of us here.
So we just had Rob explaining some stuff. I hear that actually you got kind of fired up during the broadcast.
Yeah, you know, all I can say, Mr. McLeese, if I can just take a little bit of your time. Your mom, Mr. McLeese. Your mom.
Wow. You know, I didn't realize there was such tension. Oh wait a sec. Hey, was that Dave? You were going to say something?
Yeah, well, I wanted to kind of break off the path of, I mean, your mom thing is almost more of a, it's very much more of a Chicago style sort of thing. We have other things that we do out west. It's kind of more of a group thing. We like to build up everyone's confidence. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm wearing the name tag today that says Hamilton Chew. Now, you might have seen the piece that we had earlier on the Bungie West thing. Well, in lieu of stupid fan tricks today,
Yeah.
we're going to have a stupid booth group trick.
Oh.
So I've sort of enlisted these young gentlemen, these great Bungie fans, to help me out with something here.
Sure.
So, you guys ready? All right, here we go. Oh yeah. Anyways, that was for Hambone. Back to you.
Hey, Matt, isn't Hambone what you call Dave's mom, your pet name?
Well, only on the nights when she's earned it.
Thanks, Dave. That was brilliant. Hey, Hammy. Hey, Matt. Thanks a lot. We're going to get Marty in here really quick. Today on Bungie TV, it's a freeform schedule. We've got tons of surprises. And our next guest in the studio, come on in, Marty. Let's all give a big round of applause for Marty O'Donnell. Hey, Marty, go ahead and put that on your...
Attention, please. All attendees are invited to join
I missed.
Yeah.
And for those of you guys who have never heard of Marty O'Donnell, I'm shocked. I'm shocked and appalled. Marty has worked on... Well, Marty, why don't you tell everybody what it is that you do, what your relationship with Bungie is, and go for it.
My relationship with Bungie is tenuous, but
He's lying.
as long as I wear the Oni sticker, I think they're going to keep me on for a while. I started out as a commercial music composer, and I did the... which one am I looking at?
You're looking at that one.
That one?
Yeah.
I did the music to...
Wow, that's a lot of Marty in the camera.
Yeah. We are Flintstones kids, 10 million strong and growing.
Yeah, so...
And because of that, I got the job at Bungie. That was the kind of music that they wanted for their games.
Yeah, let me make sure I reemphasize this point, because some of you may have just missed it.
We need to see...
Last night we were eating Japanese food, and Marty turned to me and I said, so Marty, what did you, I know you do, jingles, commercials, that sort of thing. What have you done? And Marty told me that he did the Flintstones kid thing. I mean, Marty came up with that.
I thought of it in my own head.
Marty thought of that in his own head. I grew up with the Flintstones thing.
That's the disgusting thing. See, I'm known as the sort of the old guy around Bungie, and Joseph was actually 12 years old when I wrote Flintstones by him.
I was a Flintstones kid,
He
Marty.
was, and that's why he... But what happened to the end growing part?
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
See, there's a mom joke in there somewhere,
Okay,
but I'm not
your
gonna.
mom, okay.
I'm not gonna go there. So I about spewed up my sushi when I heard that. I think it was a funny thing. So you were doing that, and then you were stuck in this terrible hell of jingles.
Mr. Clean and McDonald's.
You were about to shoot yourself, and then Bungie came along.
No, actually, unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but Cyan came along first.
Right.
So we did Riven first. While we were working on Riven, I dropped an email to Tuncer Denise, and he said, come on over to Bungie and let's get together, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and so...
Including the Halo demo that was at Macworld, New York, which was really nice.
As a matter of fact, and for some of you people tuning in, if you stay tuned in for another couple minutes, we have exclusive Halo footage scored to Marty's music.
You used it again without telling me?
Uh-oh, royalty issue. Royalty issue.
Royalties.
Hey, but you also did the soundtrack, all the music scoring, all the dialogue scoring, narration for Myth and Myth 2, right?
Right. Oh, absolutely.
So.
And Chimera.
And Chimera.
Do we all know that Joe was the star of Chimera?
I don't know if we want to go into that.
Did a spectacularly good job.
Right now. Whoever, one of you punks on the net that listened to Chimera and called me forbear, silent, bad voice actor, I'm coming for you. I'm going to find you.
Joe was the best. You were the best. Of course, slim pickings, but...
I think we've about run out of time for your interview.
What, I'm done now? That's it?
Thanks, everybody. Marty O'Donnell's really great. Great member of the Bungie team.
Total Audio.
Total Audio. And what's the name of your website, Marty?
Total Audio.
TotalAudio.com. TotalAudio.com. So check out Marty's stuff,
yes.
and certainly look forward to more of Marty's work on future Bungie
And buy
titles.
soundtrack CDs in massive quantities.
All right, get out of here.
Okay, I'm done.
Grab your mic. Great, thanks, Marty. The last thing we want to do on bTV for you today, we've gotten a lot of letters and a lot of people coming up to the Bungie booth at the show asking, so Oni looks great, where's Halo? We want to see some footage. We didn't actually bring Halo to the show, honestly. We didn't plan to show it at Macworld. The decision was just to go with Oni and show everybody the stuff that's new and great in Oni, but such was the demand that Peter Tamte, who you met on the show yesterday, is going on a tour of Asia to meet some press people and talk to some distributors. He had a build of Halo on a PC that he brought with him. I took our digital camera, I turned on the monitor, I fired up the build, and I filmed for about 20 minutes off a monitor. You'll see some scan issues and that sort of thing. I spliced it together last night at 3 in the morning. It's about 2 minutes long. It's some new exclusive Halo clips. Why don't we just roll it? And if I see any screenshots taken off this thing floating around the net, by God, we'll never do this again. Just kidding. Enjoy, guys. I don't think I need to say anything after that. Thanks, everybody. We've come to the end of another action-packed bTV broadcast. I'd like to thank again our friends at Apple for the use of the Akamai server network. Actually, thanks to the Akamai server network for hosting bTV. To ATI and Deanna Perkins for providing all the great video capture technology. To VST Technologies, again, the wonder little hard drive that saved my ass last night. A couple nights ago, my hard drive crashed. And Sorensen for Broadcaster, which is sticking this out all over the net. Tomorrow, we're broadcasting again at 10:30 live from Macworld San Francisco. It's a Saturday. Come on down. Come to the Bungie booth. There may even be more Halo footage, certainly more wacky letters with Matt Sell, and a brand new guest host, the infamous Doug Zartman will be here tomorrow. So thanks a lot, everybody. See you tomorrow at 10:30.